WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Today is primary election day across the Magnolia State. Voters are casting their ballots in party primaries.
On the ballot are statewide and county offices, and circuit clerks' offices all across the state have been gearing up for this big day. Many precincts in Lowndes County telling us they are seeing a low turnout. If you're still planning to go out and vote today, remember that you must have a valid photo ID with you.
They can vote if we find that they live within the area that this voting precinct covers, but we have to call the circuit clerk's office and get a determination. Then we do an affidavit, and then if they don't have a picture ID, I think they've got 3 to 5 days to carry the picture ID up to the circuit clerk's office to validate that ballot.
And the polls will be open for about another hour.
And that means there isn't much time to cast your ballot.
Not all Lowndes County precincts have been slow, just a majority of them, but last-minute voters are still pulling up at the polls. Our Scott Martin is in downtown Columbus looking in on the last-minute action. He joins us now live.
The clerk's office tells us that so far voter turnout has been a little bit low. Now, area kiddos here in Lowndes County, so that may be why, but parents, anybody who's coming out to vote, you still have an hour. Polls close at 7 o'clock. Now, here in Lowndes County, we're following several races, including the sheriff's race. That's a big one after Sheriff Mike Arledge announced he was not running for re-election. You've got Chief Deputy Greg Wright running. Hawkins and Rick Jones. We're also following the Chancery Clerk race, constable races, as well as the Lowndes County prosecutor race. That's just one county. We've got reporters all throughout the viewing area. As these numbers start to
Now, there are a few hotly contested races in Monroe County this year, including a challenge for sheriff.
Allie Martin joins us for now from Aberdeen with more on what is happening there. Allie?
That's right. I'm here in Aberdeen at the Monroe County Circuit Courtroom. Now, you can see the screen behind me. This is going to be Election Central tonight. All the results will be posted on that screen as they come into the circuit clerk's office downstairs. Folks, this is a big ballot. 57 names on the county-wide ballot. Now, among some of the big races, of course, the sheriff's race. Sheriff Cecil Cantrell faces several challengers, and that race has been characterized by some mudslinging. It's been a nasty race. And also, District 2 Supervisor Billy Kirkpatrick is retiring, so there's some folks, a lot of people in that race also. We'll be here throughout the evening. We'll be keeping up with the vote count. The circuit clerk tells me so far the turnout has been pretty good. About 700 absentee ballots have been cast, and we'll be here throughout the evening giving you the results. For now, we're in Monroe County. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, of course, busy night ahead for them. Thanks a lot, Allie.
Absolutely. All right, let's turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson for a first look at our forecast. And things looking pretty good if you need to make it out there to cast your vote, right, Keith?
Yeah, Joey and Andrea, most spots doing okay right now across our region. Let's go over to Links 1, please. Links 1, if we could, and show you our Alpha Insurance camera. There you go. Our Tupelo Skycam, you can see some budding clouds there in Tupelo, but here in parts of Prentiss County, look at that, some heavy downpours. This is the exception to the general rule. Most spots not seeing any rain at this time. And what we do have will tend to pulse back down going into the evening once the sun gets lower on the western horizon. We're currently right around 90, so it's a steamy afternoon. These isolated showers and storms fade away, but it's going to be a warm evening and a warm night. Lows in the 70s. Your full forecast in just a few minutes.
The first wave of students go back to school today, including the 9th through 12th graders at the Golden Triangle Early College High School. That school on the EMCC campus serves more than 200 students from Lowndes, Oktibbeha, Clay, and Wcbi counties. The four-year program allows students to earn both a high school diploma and an associate's degree. Students and staff say they're ready to kick off a new year.
We are excited for the new school year. We've got some new spaces that EMCC has provided for us. So we've got about 4 new classrooms and 2 new computer labs. So we're excited to have those spaces. Our students have more access to technology. We've got some bigger spaces so that we can meet with students in groups. And it's always exciting to see kids on the first day of school. They're excited to be here. We're excited to be here. We're looking forward to a great day.
On the Jordan and Scruggs.
GTEX graduated its first class of seniors in May.
Well, homework, studying, and sometimes just plain old life can all be overwhelming for any college student. With a new semester only weeks away now, there is one conversation MSU's Department of Health Promotion and Wellness is pushing, and that is mental health.
Yes, the department put together a conference to make resources available for students going through a stressful time. Our Stephanie Poole has the details.
Sometimes it can be hard to be an advocate for yourself. That's why MSU's Department of Health Promotion and Wellness hosted a Stay Under the Umbrella of Wellness conference to promote healthy living on college campuses. Numbers show it can be easy for students to feel anxious.
Mental health is huge. If you look at statistics, depression and anxiety are the top 2 reasons that students become stressed and they feel overwhelmed throughout their freshman, even up to their senior year.
Santee Azell, the event coordinator, says they're covering a wide variety of topics to ensure student health and safety.
We're focusing on opioid prevention, collegiate recovery, sexual assault, advocacy, Title IX. We want them to know that well-being affects them wherever they are in those environments.
Blake Schneider of Collegiate Recovery Community says it's beneficial to educate students on these topics as it plays a major role to student success.
It's important from a perspective of just getting more knowledge, getting more information that we can take back to our respective workplaces and help, with health and well-being.
Department of Mental Health received funding from federal agencies called SAMHSA, also known as Substance Abuse Mental Health Service Administration. With those funds, the department will put together opioid abuse programs and develop prevention methods.
What are those healthy coping strategies? How can we be of support to each other?
Ezell hopes this conference invites more students to have the conversation on mental health on campus and within the community. Reporting in Oktibbeha County, Stephanie Poole, WCBI News.
And the Department of Health Promotion and Wellness plans to continue to host events and programs on this conversation throughout the school year.
With a national spotlight on Old Waverly, there's extra pressure to get everything in top shape.
We check in with the crews keeping the greens up to par next.
WCBI election coverage is brought to you by Bank First. Bank First, a better way to bank. Member FDIC. You're watching WCBI News at 6 with Andrea Self and Joey Barnes.
It is day 2 of the U.S. Women's Amateur at Old Waverly in West Point. We've talked about the volunteers it takes to put on this event.
Yeah, today our Cash Matlock talks to the turf management team who helps keep up the course.
Gil Wilkerson is a recent graduate from the EMCC Turf Management Program. He now has a job at Old Waverly in West Point, and ever since his first day, he's been preparing the course to host the U.S. Women's Amateur.
I started as soon as I graduated in 2018, the day I graduated actually, and I didn't want to get into golf turf management, but when I went to the classes, they started showing me more about turf. I've always did lawn care and landscape side, but I switched over to turf.
He says preparation for the tournament started about 2 years ago, but he and his team have been working overtime since the beginning of summer.
We work a lot. We work from like 5, 6 in the morning until 7 at night, maybe, or later than that if we have to. So about 14-hour days probably.
And it takes a lot of pre-planning to get the golf course just right.
We come up with a fertilizer plan and I guess a weed control plan. We'll come out in spring and spray for pre-emerge and for the weeds prevention, and then about May we'll put out fertilizer for the summer.
Employees with Old Waverly say they encourage students like Gil to come and work with them every semester.
I like to interact with the students, try to get them to come over and work at a place like this. You don't have these courses in Mississippi.
After weeks of working hard and preparing for the national tournament, students say there's a sense of pride and also relief.
We really sleep as much as we can, or if we're not tired, we go out there and watch it or just do whatever we really want. I'm really happy how it turned out.
EMCC's next turf class begins August 19th.
Live view with our Skycam in Vernon at Durham's Pharmacy. Looking back to the northwest, you can see some clouds there associated with some showers and thunder showers in Prentiss County, Mississippi. We'll have another look at the radar next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
All right, here's our friendly time lapse from Louisville, Mississippi this afternoon. Some of those great looking cumulus clouds out there. It's a warm and humid afternoon. We've had highs in the low 90s. No rain there in Winston County, but we have seen a little bit of rain around. These are current numbers, around 90 in Columbus, Tupelo, Starkville, Memphis, 91. The heat index upper 90s to low triple digits across our region today. Now let's talk about the heat index forecast for tomorrow. Likely 100 to 105. Probably the same story too on Thursday outside of any shower or storm that would happen to develop around here. Now, we don't have any official heat advisories for our area. Just off to the west in the Delta, Arkansas, Louisiana, the heat index could be up to about 110 degrees tomorrow and into Thursday too. So a little hotter just back to the west. But I think I showed you this map last week or something like it. The overall pattern hasn't changed, and it's not going to change through the upcoming weekend. So we still have this persistent trough in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and that will keep those daily rain and storm chances going. Now, we've had some of those actually come to fruition here in Tippah County, Prentiss County right now. We do have a little bit of shower and thunder shower activity also in northern Lee County. There's a bigger batch up here across the Ohio River Valley. These are moving south. Those are strong to severe. Looks like a lot of that's going to lose its punch before it could get here. So we do expect what we have now to go away this evening. We'll be watching those northern storms. Some of those, if they hold together, may squeak on in here very late tonight. That's a bit of a wild card here. Most of that is probably going to be deflected just off to our east, but we'll likely see a few more showers and storms blow up during the heating of the day tomorrow. Not so much early in the morning, but probably more so during the course of the daytime heating. And we'll just copy and paste that over into your Thursday and probably into your Friday too with those daily storm chances here. So isolated showers and storms fade away this evening. We are muggy tonight, low to mid 70s with calm wind. Fans, air conditioners needed for the overnight tonight. And for your Wednesday, 74 at 7 o'clock, 90 by noon. A better chance for some of those showers and storms during the course of the daytime heating in the afternoon into the early evening. So 93 Tupelo, 93 Houston. The heat index may be up to about 105 in some locales here across our region tomorrow. 94 Columbus, 94 Louisville. Winds variable in direction at about 5 to 10. And 94 seems to be a popular number here in the West Alabama too. Sullivan and Vernon also at 94. All right, here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. You can see we're still in the 90s here through the end of the work week, likely low 90s for the weekend. Slightly better odds of rain, it looks like, as we get closer to Friday and the weekend. That doesn't mean everybody's going to see a storm here. We'll take it. We'll help cool things down, but pretty warm and steamy for the next 7.
All right, thanks, Keith. Folks across Lowndes County are joining others in the U.S. to make their neighborhoods safer. It's National Night Out.
This night also gives police an opportunity to build stronger bonds with the community. Our Quentin Smith is at one of the night out events here in Columbus. He joins us live with more. Quentin.
Yeah, Andre, I'm here at Townsend Park, and the fun is well underway. As you can see, they have a bounce house for the kids to play on and enjoy, as well as other activities going on. And of course, there's fresh food for everyone to indulge and to enjoy. Now, police say they enjoy this event because it helps bring everyone together as one, and everyone gets to interact with one another. Now, alongside the food, fun, and fellowship, there's also a backpack giveaway happening right now as we speak. In fact, there's a backpack giveaway happening at all 4 locations. Now, if you're still in need of something fun to do, just head on out to one of the 4 locations for National Night Out on Crime. It goes on until 7:30, so just come on out and be a part of this fun. But for now, reporting live in Columbus, Quentin Smith, WCBI News.
All right, coming up, our sports team is spending a lot of time in Pontotoc County this week. Today, they head north. We join them after the break.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Our next stop on the high school football tour, the V-Men of North Pontotoc. The Vikings look to continue their winning ways in year 3 under head coach Andy Crotwell as they make the jump from Class 3A to 4A in 2019.
WCBI's 60 Schools in 60 Days is brought to you by Sparklight.
Coming off an 11-2 record, the North Pontotoc Vikings are eager to start another season following last year's success.
And we know what it feels like. We got a little taste, so we kind of want to have that again.
We kind of fell apart right there at the end at North Panola, but I feel like that just gives us a little taste of what it tastes like, and we feel like we need to be in that same spot next year.
A huge part of that success was starting quarterback and 2018 End Zone Defensive Player of the Year, Corley Hooper.
He was definitely a great player. He played both sides of the ball, whole game. Probably 2 of the most tiring positions, and it's just going to be, it'll be hard to fill his shoes, but I think we've got some guys that'll step up.
I don't know that you do replace Corley, but you know, because I think that's unfair to anybody that's trying to step into those shoes. And well, there's a lot of different ways to produce those yards, those tackles, those touchdowns that maybe don't involve one singular individual or a specific scheme. There's a lot of different ways to be successful.
The Vikings will have to rely on a veteran offensive line and 2-year starting running back Pierce Griffin as the team shapes into form.
Every year presents, unless you have all 11 coming back, you're going to have a new identity. And even if you do have all 11 coming back, sometimes you have a new identity due to experience. And so that will be the challenge, is finding that identity.
Establishing an identity will be key as the Vikings join the Class 4A ranks.
Going back into 4A, we've been there before, but we know it's going to be a little tougher, but we think we can hang with them.
North Pontotoc opens the season at home on August 23rd against Saltillo. And that crew on the high school football tour, Chris Bolton, WCBI Sports.
60 Schools in 60 Days with North Pontotoc High School was brought to you by First Choice Bank.
Some of the upcoming stops in the high school football tour. We stay in Pontotoc County. Wednesday, them Grapes, the Warriors of Pontotoc, up next on Wednesday. South Pontotoc on Thursday. And then sticking with that loaded Class 2 4A with Moorville on Friday, Shannon on Saturday, and Itawamba AHS coming up on Sunday. If you've missed any of the stops up to this point, go to our website, WCBI.com, or to our social media accounts at WCBI Endzone on Facebook and Twitter. That's it for sports. We'll have a last year forecast coming up next.
Some shower and thunder shower activity across our region. A lot of that is pulsing down, but we'll have a few more opportunities here. A lot of opportunities for the next 7. Warm and steamy weather continues.
All right, you got about 30 more minutes to get out there, cast your votes.
Absolutely, make your voice be heard. All right, we'll have election results all night right here on WCBI. Stick with us. Have a good night.